This is STRIPSACK DUALCAST. I'm the Hawk.
And I'm the Fat Man.
We had a pretty good weekend of games. We're going to get right into it. Lions 23, Falcons 22. The real Matty Ice, and that's Matt Stafford, stood up.
Browns 37, Bengals 34. I thought Baker Mayfield was supposed to get benched for some bum.
Packers 35, Texans 20. Packers bounced back, and Rodgers had 3 TDs.
Panthers 24, Saints 27. Teddy, take that bridge back home, yeah?
Bills 18, Jets 10. Do the Bills suck?
Cowboys 3, Washington 25. What could be said about how bad the Cowboys are?
It's a me, Adanucci. Chiefs 43, Broncos 16. Who needs Mahomes when you got the rest of the team to do the work for you?
San Francisco 33, Patriots 6. Cam, go back to Carolina.
Steelers 27, Titans 24. Gostowski, go back to the Patriots.
Bucks 45, Raiders 20. Looks like another week where Tommy learned how to count.
Jaguars 29, Chargers 39. Justin Herbert is the truth.
Seattle 34, Arizona 37. Come on, Hawk. What you got to say about that? Wake up! We're doing a podcast!
All right. I got nothing for that, okay? So we're going to go right into some BS. Antonio Brown to the Buccaneers. What do you think about that? Is this Super Bowl? Is this 16 straight wins for them?
So, I think that the league is trying to push their own narrative of the Buccaneers winning the Super Bowl. I mean, how can they not be? Antonio Brown, all the stuff he did. I mean, we've seen guys have their careers ended, not allowed back for less than that. So I just don't understand it. Yeah, something don't smell right there.
Are you sure that wasn't just you?
Yeah, that wasn't. Hey, Hawk, I got a question. Are farts supposed to have lumps in them?
Hopefully not.
What do you think? What do you think about Brown to the Bucks?
I honestly think it's an insurance policy. Godwin and Mike Evans have been dealing with injuries the entire time, and I think Brady just wants to have another guy there that isn't going to be injured, someone that's going to have some type of chemistry with him so he can keep the offense in rhythm. You know, that's what I think it is. You know,
But
go ahead.
Crazy part is with how great that defense is, are you really worried about how many points you're going to score? It just like that defense is playing great, and now you're going to bring Antonio Brown in because you want to say, oh, well, so the offense can keep up with everybody else, but that's the defense's job, and they're doing it.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, they don't really need them, but you know, they have them. So, I mean, why not? You know, think of it this way. At least nobody else is going to get them.
Well, they have him for at least one game. I mean, let's be honest. He's going to Party Bay, so it won't be too long before he gets in trouble.
Yeah, we'll see on that. I don't know. Like I said, that game he played against Miami, I know it was one, but Brady was looking his way. You know, he got a touchdown. He got 3 first downs. You know, I'm actually kind of excited to see how he plays because we haven't seen Antonio Brown really in a year and a half here. You know, and he is one of the great wide receivers to play the game. Regardless what he does outside of the field, I do like watching him play.
Well, and see, that's the problem. It's what he does off the field that he's getting in trouble for. I mean, you can go out, you can go to nightclubs, you could party, you know, you could bring chicks back to the room, whatever. But like, dude, don't get caught. Like, you can't be like trying to molest a trainer or punching guys driving a moving truck in the face. Like, you're just asking for trouble that way.
Yeah.
Or at least wait till the off season. Do it in the off season. That's fine. Like, I'm still not sold on this guy. He maybe he found God and he's going to behave, but I don't buy it.
I feel like if he is going to mess up, they should record him while he does it.
And put him on TMZ, another Ray Rice situation.
Yep, at least make some money on make some money on it, you know.
And the other thing is he's going to be down there with Bruce Arians, you know, the most, I don't, hands-off coach, like, go do you, just show up on Sunday, just a party guy. It smells bad. I hope it works, but I don't think it will. I think it'll blow up eventually. 1 game, 2 games, 6 games. I definitely don't think he's going to be there all the way up to the Super Bowl.
So if Brown plays well, which I really think he's going to, and he's really still pretty much the same Antonio Brown, how good is this wide receiver core? You know, with Godwin, Evans, Brown, Gronkowski, Ronald Jones, like, this is sick. This might be one of the best teams ever assembled.
On the offensive side of the ball, that many weapons, yeah. And the first thought is they're trying to keep up with the Chiefs. Because, last week the Chiefs they grab Lev Bell, and they got a whole bunch of speed. So now they feel like they got to make a move because they really want to win. They really want to win a Super Bowl this year. The clock is running out. Brady's still the GOAT, but he's an old man. And how many years is that defense going to be stellar like this?
Yeah,
I know Sue's an old man too. So
yeah, I don't know. We'll see on that.
My other question is, this is another part of our BS is, did you watch the New England San Fran game today?
I didn't watch it, but I saw that they got busted pretty hard.
It was so lopsided, it kind of made you sick to your stomach. I couldn't believe it was that far off. So it makes me kind of think, and maybe you can help me figure this part out. And, our friends that actually listen to us, head over to our Facebook page, leave some comments, your thoughts, drop them on YouTube. Let us know what you're thinking about it. But is New England done? Is their run done? Or is San Francisco back?
I think it's a little bit of both. I think New England might be done. Think about it. They didn't get Cam. They were going in with Stidham and Hoyer, and we've seen how well they played. They sucked.
Well,
and then,
apparently Stid played well enough to yank Cam out today.
Well, they yanked Cam out, but I saw Belichick on the sideline, patting him on the shoulder or the hip, wherever he was touching.
And booty hole? Was he grabbing his booty hole?
No, I think it was his front sack.
Whoa! Puts a holy meaning to strip sack.
Yep. Regardless, I feel like Cam's going to be the starter going forward. I don't think they have any future with Stidham. I don't think they have any future with Hoyer. Obviously, he's never worked out anywhere else. And the Patriots just looked horrible. They just looked horrible on all 3 phases of the game. So I really think they're done. And the 49ers, I think Jimmy's pissed. I think that one game, put a fucking fire under his ass, and he's just like, you know what? I'm just gonna start lighting it up. And he's been playing pretty good the last two games. So I really think that he's got the whole offense fired up. Him and Shanahan are just gonna keep rolling. Hopefully they don't roll next week at least.
So what I'm scared about up there in New England is we've seen this before with Cam, right? He has a bad game or two, and he's sitting there with the towel hanging over his head, crying on himself, which tells me his confidence is easily destroyed. It's almost like he doesn't believe in himself. You see guys like Russell Wilson, he's almost kind of like programmed to come out and always say the right thing, win, loss, whatever. He's never hanging his head, never looking down, never trying to hide. We've seen Cam come out with the old lady babushka and the sunglasses because he just got his ass whooped. It feels like Belichick knows that. And if you remember at the beginning of the year, Belichick wanted to go with Stidham, and he never wanted Jimmy G to leave. So the crazy part is, here's something to think about and chew on. We know Belichick's a smart coach. What if he purposely threw the game so Jimmy G got the win, just another way of sticking it to Kraft?
I don't think he would do that.
Because
his legacy's on the line here just as much as, the New England's legacy without Brady. Like, it's on the line. So, what's the argument always been? Who needed who more? Did Brady need Belichick more, or did Belichick need Brady more? And, like, right now, it looks like Belichick needed Brady more, which kind of, like, trumps all the arguments against Brady. If Brady makes the playoffs, I know he's got a super team, but, it was built by him. He brought Gronkowski. Now he brought Brown, he's the LeBron of the NFL.
Yeah, that's another thought. You know, how much power does Tom Brady actually have?
Maybe too much.
Maybe, but
Yeah.
I'm really curious to see what happens to Belichick at the end of the season. The guy's getting up there in age; he's close to pushing 70. His legacy is written. He's
Mhm.
got six rings, been to 9 Super Bowls, and actually, I think he has a ring for when he was a coordinator with the Giants too. I could be way wrong, but I think he was there when the Giants won back in the 90s.
Regardless, that doesn't really count for his head coach
Right,
statistics.
but his legacy is already written.
Mm.
He's not going to do anything now to damage it. He's almost 70. Does he retire at the end of the year? Do the Patriots? It's like the hot girl ratio, right? So all of us guys we know, like, if you got a hot ass woman, she could be crazy as a motherfucker, smashing your windows out of your cars, scratching the paint. But as long as she's a 10, you're
We're
gonna put up
good.
with it.
We're
You're gonna
good.
put up with it. So it's kind of the same thing in football, right? We all know Belichick's kind of tough to deal with. He's got a harsh personality. He's very short with the media all the time.
But
You
his
know,
team
is
doesn't look so much like the hot girl anymore.
right. So is this the year that Kraft is like, you know what? I can't put up with this crazy no more because now you're a dumpster. Bye, coach. And maybe he moves on to a hot new coach.
No, he's not. He's going to Josh McDaniels. Maybe he's in on it too. Maybe it's a conspiracy
Maybe
over in New England.
he'll bring Tebow back.
Maybe. It would be great. Tim Tebow to the Patriots.
I love me some Tim Tebow. He was
Yeah.
already there. He was already there once.
Yeah, he was. All right. I got nothing else. You have anything?
I said we move into Stank or Shank.
All right. First one. Broncos. They got their ass kicked by the Chiefs. Do they stank or did they shank?
So other than the fact that it was the Chiefs, because we know the Chiefs are a pretty good football team, Andy Reid's a good coach. You know, I've said it 2 weeks in a row now. Who loses to the Broncos? They stank. They stank. I don't trust Drew Lock. John Elway can't pick a quarterback to save his life. You know, the only thing he did was sign Peyton Manning.
You know,
He should
probably
have kept
another
Tebow.
person. He's another person that wants to ride on Peyton Manning's name. It feels.
They should have kept Tebow.
I'm
They'd
gonna
be in
say
the playoffs.
I'm gonna say the Broncos stank. You know, they didn't just lose. You know, they lost all 3 phases. They got their asses beaten. You
And
know,
the person who I feel bad about in all of this is Von Miller, because he deserves better than this.
yeah. Well, at least he's got a ring. All right. Talked about this already. The Patriots got their ass kicked by the 49ers. Did they shank this game or do they stank?
I said it last week. They stank. Teams are onto them. You know, if Cam Newton's not running the ball all over the place, and they are not the Patriots this year.
As much as I want to say they shanked, but 2 terrible outings, regardless if they had Cam or Stidham or Hoyer or the offensive coordinator throwing the football, they stank.
The offensive coordinator might actually complete a couple balls. Who knows?
Yeah, right. Could you imagine? He just goes out there trotting. I'm going to
Just
take it
goes,
without the pads.
yeah.
I'm going to phone this one in to me.
Concussion protocol.
All right. The Raiders, it was close for a little bit, and then they pulled away, and then they kind of got it close again, and then they just got their ass kicked at the end. Do they stank this game, or do they shank it?
They shank. I think the Raiders are a lot better than they played today. I think they had a good shot at winning the game. I love John Gruden. I loved him in the booth. I loved him years ago. I could sit and listen to the guy talk for hours. So I think the Raiders are going to be just fine. The only problem is they play in the same division as the Chiefs.
Yeah, I'm going to say they shank too. I feel like, you know, there was a lot of missed opportunities. Derek Carr needs to wear a cup. You know, there's just some things that they could develop and get a little better on, be more efficient when they play better teams. You know, they did beat the Saints. You know, they did beat the Chiefs, so they do have a couple solid wins under their belt. So, I mean, we'll see what they do next week.
You sound a little jealous there talking about Derek Carr's cup. But I think, if you take the Raiders and you put them in the AFC East, they're on top of that division.
You put them in the NFC East.
Yeah, that's a whole nother problem. But surprisingly, with the NFC East, I know we both picked the Cowboys to win, and I think the oversight we had was Washington's defense is actually pretty stout.
Yeah, 4 first-rounders on their D-line.
Right. I mean, that defensive line is – that whole defense is pretty good. So that's that. You ready to get into some dominators?
Yep, you go first. Who's your dominator of the week?
So my first dominator of the week, we spent some time talking about him. We all know he's the GOAT. But he obviously learned how to count to 4 because he had 4 touchdowns this week. His QB rating was 127. It's Tom Brady. He's the GOAT.
Yep. Forget that one on the ground.
Nah. Who you got?
Tyler Lockett, 15 receptions, 200 yards, and 3 touchdowns. This guy was the only receiver on the Seahawks, it looked like, tonight. Who's your next?
That's still a pretty beastly game. So my next pick, some of you may have never heard of him. People around my age should have heard of him. It's Fatso from Casper for that amazing tackle on Daniel Jones when he was running 90 yards for a touchdown and he took him out. Fatso's my dominator.
All right, my last one is Vance Joseph. I didn't know who you were until this game, but his dominating game plan against Russell Wilson, disguising his zero blitzes and all the other things he did to get in the head of Russell, it worked out. But I'll tell you what, now we know who you are, and we're coming for you next time.
So I have one more dominator. Another wide receiver had a big day. Devontae Adams. He had 13 receptions, 196 yards, 2 touchdowns. That's a great day. That helps Aaron Rodgers out a lot. Looks like those Packers aren't done yet.
Can I say one more thing?
Sure. It's your show, bud. Let's go.
Fuck Vance Joseph.
What about that Buster Patrick Peterson? I seen him pick off Russ.
Fuck Vance Joseph. I still don't even know who Patrick Peterson is.
You mad, bro?
No.
How about Buda Baker? You know who Buda is?
I know that he can't run like DK Metcalf.
Yeah, that was a hell of a play, running him down.
I feel like the whole team should have just rallied behind that performance and just blew him out. But no, we had to keep him in. They paid off the refs. The NFL's a conspiracy theory. I don't know what else to put it. I'm salty. Let's move on. It's Monday night.
And even after that great rundown, Russ still didn't target DK.
It's Monday night. The Rams versus Chicago.
Come on now.
I don't want to hear your bullshit no more.
You'll have your time next week when I'm praising Tua.
Yeah, I can't wait. You already got his fucking nut hair pasted on the top of your head.
Man, he's like 12. He doesn't even have nut hair yet.
All right, Rams Chicago. I'm going to take the Rams in this game. There's no stopping Aaron Donald. All right, their offensive line isn't that great. He's going to get his, and I think that Jared Goff and Sean McVay are going to have a nice game plan against that pass rush. They're going to have a nice game plan against this Chicago defense. Picking the Rams, and I'm thinking about 14, 17 points on this.
I don't know, man. I'm hearing some NFC West bias coming out of your mouth right there.
Listen, NFC West bias. I'm a Seahawk fan, and let me tell you how bad I want them to lose.
So I'm going to take the Bears. Their defense has held opponents to a 30% conversion rate on third downs, and they're tied for third in points allowed. So I'm betting on the defense in this game, and some Nick Foles love. Nick Foles came out. I saw an interview with him the other day talking about how these guys are having fun and they're coming together. And at the end of the day, that's what football's all about. If you ain't out there having fun, you look like the New York Jets.
Or me right now.
Go Hawks.
Yes. Go Hawks. I don't give a shit about the Cardinals.
So just before we go ahead and close that, I want to mention one thing to everybody out there who is kind enough to follow us on YouTube or listen to our podcast. Look, we want to get you guys involved, right? It'd be nice to have one or two of you guys maybe come on and talk to us. We do a lot of this all through Zoom. We're 2,000 miles apart. It's kind of the only option we have. So don't be scared to head over to our Facebook page, leave some comments, hit us up on YouTube, leave some comments. Make sure you subscribe while you're there. It'll really help us out. We're doing this for you guys, and if you want us to keep doing it, you know, we need a little motivation here and there. I know me and Hawk were talking before we went on and recorded tonight, and he was all salty about the Seahawks game, and we had to I kind of had to talk him into it. So we like doing this. It charges us up. You know, I know here it's about 11 o'clock at night, and I'm wired now. I probably would have fell asleep before we turned the camera on. Hawk's kind of feeling the same way. Just wants to put his head down in his pillow and put a towel over his head and cry.
Fuck Vance Joseph.
But yeah, guys, make sure you're following us, because if nobody's listening to us, what's the point of us doing it other than it's just me and my buddy having fun? So make sure you get at us.
All right. I'm the Hawk.
And I'm the Fat Man.